Hello.
Hello,
Hi, Marco again. Hello, everybody.
Ali. Ciao everyone.
Right now, when we have these minutes before going on, there was just everywhere. I was listening, hearing, seeing everywhere the sounds of synchronicity. It was like synchronicity, synchronicity. It's like, yes, I get it, I get it. Let's put it in the table. Synchronicity,
Yeah,
and starting for, I believe that the synchronicity is what he brought us together, what we are here doing together, and allowing it to happen in the now.
absolutely. Synchronicity is a magic word. Synchronicity and resonance. I love
Hmm.
those two words. They are so essential right now for all of us, Allowing the synchronicities, which means don't force things, don't let it flow, and resonance, meaning gaining discernment. We already talked about this in the past.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, definitely. And when I was waiting for that minute, I actually tuned in a lot of great gratitude for the
Hmm.
opportunity to share, to listen, and to be listened to, and the opportunity to be in the moment with you and everyone, and allow synchronicity to take to take place.
Yeah, yeah, because um, I remember when magical things started happening,
Yeah,
that uh, what we have normally we use the word, oh, that's a coincidence. And when you
right.
start noticing, wait, that's not it. It
No.
seems that I tap into a path, and that path, it's more like I start on a boat, and I'm allowing the stream of universal flow to take me to the next steps. And
Absolutely.
it was like taking that consciousness of coincidence into, oh no, this is life. And at the beginning, the coincidence, sometimes they surprise you, and you almost think that they are just events that happen separately. But
Yeah.
then when you enter in that boat, you see, oh no, that's life. And
Yeah.
it takes you in every single second to these amazing moments, which I call little miracles in your daily life, every second of your life.
Yeah. It's also kind of a paradox because it seems like it's already everything pre-packaged and pre-configured, but at the same time, it's happening as we go. And there is no such a thing as coincidence or luck. That's a big one. Oh, but you're a lucky one.
Yes,
You're,
yes,
you're
yes.
out of luck. And these are interesting ideas, and we can play with them, and it can be fun. But I personally don't believe in luck. I mean, I'm lucky to be here with you right now, but it
Yeah.
is luck, or it is the consequence of an infinite multitude of synchronicity and resonances and dissonances that have created this moment.
Yes, and discernment, as you said.
And
You know,
discernment.
it's I've heard sometimes they say, "Oh, Lillian, but you are lucky because you're able to communicate with yourself." And say, "Oh, wait, I'm not lucky. I've decided, and for that, I release a lot of things. I release the path I used to have. I release so many things to go into that path self, and everybody can do it. So, like you said, this is not luck. The
Right.
lucky part for me comes like with the grace. It has to do with joy. But the other ones, it's a consequence of taking your own decisions, and
Yeah.
really also be open to take responsibility for your emotions, your thoughts.
Right.
It's a lot, and the more you start taking responsibility, it creates coherence that allows synchronicity to flow, and the more in synchronicity you are, the more resonance you create around you.
Yeah. Yeah, also sponsoring the idea of luck it feels to me like a sort of a disempowerment, like it's some, like there are outside random circumstances that make you lucky or unlucky, and I never really bought into that, and I think it's time to let go of that program.
Absolutely, absolutely. Also, the when something happens and you say, well, that's Murphy's law. It's like, I don't know if everybody really, it's like it was something unlucky that you cannot undo. And the definition also of what do you mean with luck and unluck, because if I think if you really are in the flow, sometimes are gonna things happening for you to learn something, and that doesn't make you luck or unlucky. When you have a challenge, it's an opportunity. So it's really about, like you said, taking the empowerment and again discernment of what do I want to do with the situation that the universe is presenting for me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, also the idea of unluck is also, because if I look on my past, I look beyond me, what is occurring until now. I don't see any sign of luck or unluck. I see everything. I see the perfection in everything. Even the moment that somebody could have said, "Oh, you were out of luck in that moment,"
Yes.
I still see an amazing. Perfection in it, because thanks to that and to many other lucky or unlucky circumstances, for some people to define it that way, thanks to that, everything it took me where I am right here. So it worked. It was perfect. So yeah, I don't play so much the idea of luck or unluck, and, or coincidences. Um, Synchronicity and resonance definitely are my words.
Yay! no, no, it's really even with people asking me sometimes, well, would you now where you are? Would you have done different in your life? No, otherwise I wouldn't be here where I am. It's everything that happened for a reason. And the more I, like you said, now if you look backwards, you have a moment and say, yeah, of course, that happened. Of course. And if you open up to see an opportunity in any challenge, you open up to keep in this flow of synchronicity and resonance. I agree with you. And no, nothing to change from what had happened. I actually always look if there is something in my life now that I need to change, so the flow continues even better.
Yeah. What can be changed in regard to our past is the narrative that we have created about the
Yes.
story that we created. That can be changed
Yes.
anytime, and it's so much fun to change it, because all of a
Yes.
sudden you can raise up your frequencies just by changing, twisting a little bit or tricking a little bit the story, or even a lot of it.
Yes.
uh,
Yes. 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 Yes.
Everything is different now, you know.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. Um, I say we have really the power to change our past in the now, and but not. It's more the narrative. I love the way you say it. So a lot of times you say, oh, someone comes. Well, already you were in a moment where you come out and say, oh, I could have said this, I shouldn't have said that, or I could have done this or not. So in the moment that I realize, instead of getting in those loops of, oh, I could have said it, I just sit and say, okay, let me go there. And with consciousness, if it was a moment, I don't know, that I share something with a lot of anger, I say, okay, let me harmonize that in me. And then I go into that moment and I share what I wanted to share with love.
Yeah.
And suddenly, it's like I feel a lot lighter and I can walk. So yeah, it's also very powerful to say, yes, what can I change in the consciousness of any actions it happened before that enhance me, but in the now.
Another thing that I'm noticing right now, in the last few weeks or few months and few days, is that
A few minutes.
is the it seems like the points of reference with the past and also with the old system and everything else is going further and further away. It's like fading out from my system completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding myself more and more like in a sort of nothingness where I have to really to start. There is no more point of references on my past, on family, on friends, on whatever story I have is fading out from my system. I try to recall it, but it just doesn't come
Yes.
back.
Yes.
And so it's interesting. I really like to position myself in a situation where I am in front of a new horizon, and there is nothing there back.
Yes. Yes.
It's just really it's just me and the embrace of the mystery of the new journey that is in front of me.
Yes. It's like suddenly, because I have the same thing, and I was telling someone, it's like, it's suddenly imagining that Google doesn't exist in my system. The Google of my system doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
even if I try to look, it doesn't exist. It's just an emptiness of fullness.
Yeah.
That it's rich, and it's and as you said, sometimes because it's an emptiness of fullness, you say, oh no, let me see if I can still go
Right.
for some reference.
Right. Yeah.
And the funny part is that if I try, I create like I can feel it in my system. It creates like a short circuit, it's like, because my system said, no, just let it go. Don't those forget this information that it's not needed anymore. Here's the opportunity of something new. And sometimes it's like, oh my God. And sometimes it's, oh my God, it's and for me it's bringing those together, even the oh my God and the oh my God, bring it into one to start continuing in the flow.
Yeah. It is for me. It's a feeling in the moment. There are moments where I'm a little bit more vulnerable, and I might feel like alone, solitude. But most of the time, I feel this new freedom, an incredible sensation of freedom, because everything is gone. There is not any more cords or connection. Everything is being cut off. And it's like to see a whole world that you love and you appreciate it, that is fading out. And you're saying, "Oh, goodbye. No, stay a little bit more. No, goodbye. Okay, go. Okay, no, stay a little bit more, please."
Yes,
I'm going. I'm
I
going.
understand you so well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think that's the moment of transition. It's the moment of evolution, of ascension. It's
yeah,
there's something completely new happening where there is no reference in this earth life, or even in another kind of life. So yeah, it's
it is what I guess the caterpillar is feeling when he's starting to break through the cocoon and embracing his new journey as a butterfly. He
yeah.
has to say goodbye to the caterpillar, to the mask as a caterpillar, and he has to
Yes.
break through the cocoon and then get out. And he doesn't know where and what is going to happen, but he knows that he has these new, incredible, beautiful, colorful wings, and there is no way that now he can go back to the caterpillar, to the
Yes.
cocoon. And
Even
so,
if it closed the fly, the wings,
yeah.
it cannot go back. Yeah.
Oh, you cannot go back, and that's I think is the biggest challenge for those people that are going through the awakening process. because it's challenging, because many of them they remember all they remember and all they know is their life as a caterpillar inside a cocoon. They don't know anything else. And maybe until a few minutes ago, they thought that was the only thing that exists. And now all of a sudden, they found themselves in a radical 360-degree change in front of their mind, in front of their eyes. And I can see how intense and scary also can be that.
Absolutely. But I love the reference you're saying. I really love, because that's a, like you said it, and I even felt goosebumps of yeah, this is how I've been feeling. And even when you talk about wings, there are moments that that part of the thing, I feel like big wings in the back going like immense, but suddenly I have those moments where I just want to close them and go down. And when you now explain that part of the caterpillar, is like, yes, this is it. It's the moment that's like, no, you cannot. So experience back again. And yeah, it could be definitely challenging. That can I understand very well.
So in that moment, when the caterpillar they realize that now is a butterfly, there is a moment also where he can experience a profound sense of solitude and abandonment for a few moments, for a few instants, because he doesn't have any more reference points, because all the stuff that he know from the cocoon is not there. It's not accessible to him anymore. So it's a very vulnerable and emotional moment that, particularly when you were in the cocoon, you didn't do any work with yourself, and you really play the game, and you associate yourself with the idea to be a caterpillar and nothing else. Then this transition is quite intense and very, very emotional.
Yes. So it's
So
about
now,
having an image of the beauty that's coming. That's also
yeah,
nice of the example you're giving. The butterfly is coming.
yes. And so once the butterflies, or once the caterpillar realize that it's not a caterpillar anymore, it's a butterfly, eventually it will start to look around and will start to see other butterflies, hopefully. And so, because I'm saying this, because in the last few days or few weeks, I've been asked many times, Marco, what do you think about communities? What do you think about, because a lot of people are starting to feeling that following the narrative of the system that is crumbling is unsustainable at this point. It's not possible anymore to go and have a job and survive and all that stuff that is getting crazier and crazier right now. So they are starting to think about communities. Okay, so what is a community, and how is the community of butterflies? Because it's very different from caterpillars getting together. The
Yes.
parameters are quite different.
Yes.
So, and they asked me, what is what do you think about how can we go about creating a community? What are the parameters? What is the because it is going to be quite an adventure, to be together in a new world where all parameters are gone. So you literally have to learn to think differently. You cannot create a new community by using the parameter that created the old one. It just doesn't
Absolutely.
work.
Absolutely.
So that's already, that passage, that's already a lot of work, and it might take
Yes.
some
Yes.
time.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
if I think of, for me, the new community has to allow synchronicity and resonance. And if I see already in myself when I allow synchronicity, the flow, to go, not everybody around me, it's in sync. It's like, no, but why? So, uh, or, but, and sometimes it could be that the flow of their synchronicity is going other ways. So I think this is that will create a new way of seeing things. Where are we going, and how different paths can take us to the way in a unified way.
Yeah.
And this is the moment of creating the and try out. And it doesn't mean that, like, when we try out, it could be something doesn't work this way, so let's try another one, till
Yeah.
all the paths can commute in a very peaceful way.
Yeah. Probably is smart at this point to select a small group of people that possibly have the same vision, and you feel a resonance. Possibly they navigate in the same frequencies in terms of maturity consciousness. They are kind of the same, and then you you will have to embrace both the moments of light and dark, because it is work, because now you have mirrors everywhere. If you are
Yes.
in a community, you are constantly have mirrors. You have, let's say that you have a community of 10 people, 20 souls that gather together. So it is a choice, but it requires some work at
Absolutely.
the spiritual level, because
Absolutely.
at the beginning there is this romantic vision. Oh, we're going to grow food together, we're going to
Yeah.
be
No.
together, it's going to be happy. But then sooner or later, the conflict start to come, because for as long as we have an ego, conflict will keep coming, because mirror will reflect our shadows.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be for a short while, this, because as we progress into the higher level of consciousness,
Yes.
then for example, I don't think I don't believe a community should be based on survival,
No.
scarcity, and all those ingredients. And it should definitely honor the uniqueness that we all, and that our joyful uniqueness should be honored, should have space to
Absolutely.
express itself. So there's a lot of interesting elements that needs to be considered, because I see a lot of people right now, they're really trying to figure out what to do, because they have to get out of the city also very fast, and they have to find some people to do something, because by themselves is also doable by themselves, but it's some people would prefer to create a new family. They are leaving their old families because whatever reason, maybe they might be vaccinated, there might be the gap in consciousness it got to the point where there is no any more common ground.
Yeah.
And basically the contract is finished, so it's time to let go of that family, and now I am here, and I have to reinvent something. I have to find some people to gather with and try to figure out so many things at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
So a lot of people are coming to me with all these questions about communities.
Oh, that's interesting, because um, I do agree. For me, has been very much the base. When I don't know if you know Barbara Max Hubbard. Uh, she was an evolutionary, and she had this big concept of the wheel of evolution.
Mm.
And when we met before, 1 year before she transcended, we met, and synchronicity brought us together, and we were sitting in her living room, and we noticed that she was concentrated on how to do it, this evolution wheel in a bigger, for humanity. And I was concentrated how to do this evolution within yourself. And I says, because if we don't evolve, personally, and we don't take that part of harmonizing body, emotions, and thought, then it's gonna, whatever we want to do as humanity is gonna crash, because we're gonna have the same, like you were saying, we're gonna have the same mirrors, the same crashing points we always have had till now. So it has to happen at the same time. So when I think of a community, the basic for me is, how is everybody dealing in their daily basis in harmonizing body, emotions, and thought, so that it's going to bring everybody in another state of consciousness, where then they can discern about how to grow the food, how to make, like in taking action, because you're going to be enhancing the being. So for me, the being, how to be more unique and in harmony and in coherence within myself. What is there that it's going to allow me to be more coherent within myself, because then I'm going to be more coherent with others in the same path. But without that practice, daily practice that we're going into this process, well, it's going to create crashes, and also in take of the decisions and discernment. So yeah, it's interesting that it's coming up, and that's why we say, oh look, you've been developing the ways of how to do it in a groupal thing, and for me is more into a personal, so it can function better in a group.
Yeah. Definitely, the community has to allow the spaciousness so that you can be with the commune with the people, also be in your own space. That's very important, because then you can you have a more flowing natural, because many communities think we live all together in the same place and we all share the same
and
place.
We all love. Yeah.
That's it's a romantic way to see it, and maybe it works. We should look back to I think the best example are the Aborigines, how they commune. There is so much there to be learned from. But you see, the Aborigines, they have a big ground-based communion, which is nature. So that is as the foundation of their communion, is the laws of nature. Mother Earth guide them intuitively. They follow the loving, powerful wisdom of Mother Earth. So they are tuned in with their surrounding, and that's already a big help. And so probably the community that we need to form right now, that's one of the first steps to really embrace nature and start to have a dialogue with the animals, with the vegetable kingdom, with the mineral kingdom, and embrace it all, because there is so much great wisdom with that, and that probably we get a lot of support from there. And then you can see how the Aborigines, they have wonderful ways to gather. For example, the children, when a child is born, everybody are fathers, everybody are mothers.
Yes.
So the child has a father figure from a multitude of people, and same thing with the mother figure, right? So that's already is a big different way to grow up. And I noticed that many at least in the Aboriginal tribes where I've been for a few times, I noticed, for example, when a child is crying, unless has some really tangible reason to cry, but if he's crying, everybody leave.
Oh, they give them their space. Oh, how beautiful.
Everybody leave. Nobody looks at the child. And then when the child goes back into his joy, everybody come to him and celebrate
Oh,
him, uh, which is
wow.
exactly the opposite of what we
Yes.
do,
Yes.
right? It's
Yes.
exactly the opposite. So I know many people, when they're children, they start to cry and they get all the attention. Oh, poor baby, what's happening?
Yes.
And so
Yes.
they start to register this idea. Okay, the more I play the victim, the more I get what I want. I
Yes.
get love. So
Yes.
they associate
Yes.
victimhood with love.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
for the rest of our life, we play that game in a different shape, in different form, but that's how we progress in our life. While in the tribes is the opposite. The more I am in my power, the more I'm celebrating life, the more I'm in joy, the more I get respect and appreciation and love and attention. The more I play poor me, I'm a little insignificant, I need help, the less I get attention.
Mm.
To the point that I notice that when someone has his dark moments, they say, "Go up to the mountain, go up to the
Yes.
mountain, and then
Yes.
don't come back until your demons are done." Because there is a responsibility here in the community.
Yes. Yes.
You have to maintain your joy, your posture, because that's the community. We love each other. So when you don't feel empowered by the love, then you have to resolve that yourself. You have to go
With
in the
nature.
forest,
With
yeah,
nature.
yeah, and resolve it.
Yeah.
So
But it's nice that they just honor, because I feel that there's no judgment. It's like, no, I'm not going to be with the crime, maybe because he needs to go through the process, to the emotions,
yeah,
and but here's the space. Do it. Or you're going through some challenges in your life, go to the forest and allow it to harmonize, and then come back
yeah,
without any judgment or oh, this is good, this is bad. It's just go and do it, go and release it, go and transform it, and come back.
yeah,
That's beautiful. For me, I learned it the other way around, because I didn't like the poor Lily, blah, blah. I say, okay, I I see that if I'm crying or anybody is crying, everybody comes to you and pity you, because it's like, oh, but you, blah, blah. So I learned the other way around. I will always smile, even if I'm sad. I will smile, so everybody is going to leave me alone. And it's true, they leave you alone. No, but then at some point, I stop allowing any kind of emotion. So I had to allow all the emotions to go through me, to pass it, and not to hide anything. But it was the same thing. It's like, if you just create, and then I learned, like, if you just create a space where any emotion can go through, so you can transform it, but very important, with the connection with Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is going to help you so much to transform that. And there's nobody judging you or trying to, oh, Lily, don't cry. Oh, Lily, don't be mad. So Lily say, okay, no mad, no cry, nothing. Okay, smile. And which is beautiful. I mean, I think that's a smile. Everybody smiles. I feel it's a gift. It's a divine gift we have. But now that I'm also allowing emotions to come, and I give them the space to harmonize it with Mother Nature, then everything else becomes more harmonic. It's without judgment, without any judgment. And I think that the Aborigines, I'm not sure, I'm right, you probably know, will allow that too, without judgment.
yes, with no judgment. The community that we need is a community that what we desire to have is a community that allows you to be free also in your expression of emotions. So there is no embarrassment when or feeling awkward if you have to cry or if you have to be angry or whatever it is. Let it out and let it express. Nobody will judge you. And anybody can just live their experiences with their own emotions freely, because otherwise you have these smiles that are not authentic, are not genuine.
Exactly.
I see
Exactly.
it many times. How are you? I'm fine. No, I don't believe.
No,
There
no, I
is,
don't know where we learned to do that. How are you? Oh, I'm excellent.
yeah,
Really? You don't seem excellent, but okay.
right, yeah. So, and that's okay, but eventually we will be able to free ourselves
Yes.
from the mask that from the ideas, all these ideas we have adopted that says that you have to behave in a certain way, a
Yes.
man doesn't cry,
Yes, yes, yes.
um, or be a good girl, in this way, we have all this
If
program
you're
with,
spiritual, you should not be mad.
right,
At
yeah,
all, at all.
right,
You know, and you should like everybody, the, my vision when I see like a new kind of light city is really having these rooms where you go to harmonize your emotions, but it goes and you have different tools because sometimes you might need connection with Mother Earth, you might need some other ones like a more cosmic tool, the other one like whatever you do, but almost as a park of a joyful park, it's like, oh, okay, I'm angry, let me see if I take this tool, if I take this instrument, let me play. Oh, now I feel better. It's like, or like, okay, no, but I still feel mad. So let me go and smell this flower. Oh, nice. Now I'm harmonized. And then, but you go consciously there. It's not like, oh, how do you feel? It's like, don't talk to me right now. I'm going to the rooms of harmonizing emotions. I'll be back, And, but there's nobody sending you there. You just know, oh, something triggered me, whatever. And I go because I believe that nobody can really offend you. It's you allowed to be offended. And if that happens, it creates certain emotions. It's like, okay, so I am going to go to that room and harmonize it. And then I come back and then we can discuss things again.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so once we understand that nobody can give us and do anything to us without our consent, so nobody can offend me or hurt me or disappoint me without my consent. So basically, when somebody is hurt or disappointed or whatever reaction, because it's a reaction, right?
Yes,
Uh, that means that that person that created that hurt and that disappointment is a gift because
exactly.
he is showing a part of you that is not in alignment with your true essence, and this person is facilitating by giving you this reaction, is putting the finger where it hurts, right? So you can
Yes.
identify it and start to do your work if you are humble enough to do that, and not to get into reaction and then it's fighting. So it's just a gift to say, okay, this person is acting in this way, and this kind of created a contraction in me, whether it's
Exactly.
anger or disappointment or sadness, whatever it is. Okay, let's look into this. Let's see what life is telling me right now, by giving me this experience, so that I have an opportunity to look at a part of me that is not in alignment with my essence.
Absolutely. I still remember well, as he was like I said, well, Lily, don't cry, don't be angry, and so on. When I start this journey, I say I'm going to open up to my emotions and start feeling it in my body.
Mhm.
So because well, there were a lot of things there repressed, right? So it was like really like and so I was doing that so in order to be able to harmonize. So I remember suddenly there's someone, like you said, someone trigger anger in me so much, and I was allowing it for the first time again in my body. So I start laughing, and this person was like, what's going, I know it's like, how is she laughing? I just did something to annoy her, and and asked me, why are you laughing? It's like, because I'm so angry at you. It became that's the logical of our emotions, and this person really didn't know what to do, and it's like, oh, don't worry, it's like, I'm just so happy that I am allowing anger again to be in my system. So thank you. You just make me so angry. And he said, what do I do? Well, the best is you go. Because even though I'm laughing, I am very angry at you. And but that's the thing. Do it with joy. I mean, have fun of all those things, you know? And yeah, and at some point, but I laugh for so much time. And I laugh so hard that that anger transmuted. That big anger transmuted.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know? But I allow it. And this is the thing, like you were saying, when society allows it to, no judgment of what's happening. It's part of us. Allow it. And like you said before, in nature, it's such a good partner to help you transmute, hug the tree, go in nature, put your feet on the ground and just enjoy it.
Yeah, that's the belonging that is left because whether you are a caterpillar or you're a butterfly, you always have nature. So that's the only reference point that you have left in this physical form, or I would say one of the few reference points that you are left after you let go of the old world, the cocoon and the system, the inverted matrix, all this stuff that is collapsing. We still have nature, and actually we will have nature more and more also because nature now is letting go of the predatory aspect. The original blueprint of nature didn't have predation. I don't know if you say in English predation or predatory. The predatory aspect. There was nobody was living at the cost of anybody else. Everybody are in perfect harmony in the fifth dimensional and above Mother Earth. So there is no danger whatsoever. There is nothing is attacking you or killing you or eating you or biting you or sucking your blood. There is nothing like that in the real nature.
Yeah.
And because the predatory aspect, it was a reflection of our.
Absolutely. It's ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can see it. There is a place where in Mexico, there are 3 little towns, and they all have a lot of street dogs. And in one of them, they create the dogs create like a gang, and hey, you've passed by, they will shout and they will bite you. You know, it's this fighting, but that's reflection of the society of that town. And the other ones is also very aggressive, and the other ones you just go past you and they go, you know. And I say this is a reflection of the people of the town. What's happening here?
Absolutely.
So it's exactly what you're saying in a major scale.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So the more we evolve, the more butterflies allow to come out, then nature is going to align
reflected.
themselves. It's going to be coherence with us. They're just a reflection of ourselves.
Yeah. Absolutely. It is already reflecting our true essence. It's just that we are still caught up in our narrative of the past, and we are not yet we're still struggling with letting go of the narrative that we have created, being inside the cocoon. That needs to be let go. For as long as we don't let it go, the cocoon will still have a role to play. And that's what is happening with society. The reason why we're still dealing with all this darkness and all this stuff is because we are not letting it go. So it has still a role to play. Although I can see that everybody are tired of this game. You know,
Yeah.
even the whole darkness, I think they are also tired. They just,
Come on.
you know,
Let me go to the other side. I cannot do this anymore.
yeah,
I like that. I like that picture. And yeah, but you're right. I feel someone. It's like, you know, there. If you see in the caterpillar, I don't know why I see it up, but it could be also like this. But it's. But I don't know. I have to go like this, and there. The butterflies try to come out. So there's the cocoon start to opening a little bit and letting the light come in. And if you don't want to let go of the caterpillar, the caterpillar is very busy sewing things. Wherever there's a crack, oh, let me sew it back, let me close it back, and let me close. So it's become tiring because the light is going to come through, whether you like it or not. But it's like, oh, let me glue it here, and so you're just now attentive where to close the light, instead of saying, okay, I embrace the change and I release it.
Yeah, I think we are even further in the stage where very little is left of the cocoon. The butterfly is hugging this little piece of cocoon that is left, and they still don't want to let it go, and they don't deny that there exists anything else. That's what is happening to me. That's how I see it.
I like it. It's like the cocoon is open and the butterfly goes underneath, the skin. It's like, no, wait, I'm still here.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that picture, because I can. That's when I'm laughing is because I resonate with it totally.
Yeah.
There's no other way. And I was also reflecting on each butterfly is going to fly also differently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to have another qualities, another colors. And there's going to be this uniqueness. That's going to be the challenge of uniqueness, because the caterpillar was trying to follow the other caterpillar and do exactly the same thing, beat the same thing, follow the same thing. And suddenly it's a free butterfly. So the first thing is realize of your uniqueness, of the colors, your qualities, your smell. How does it feel when you fly? And then what's going to be your pace of flying? What's going to be your flow of flying? And embrace that the other butterflies are going to have other qualities. They're going to have another pace of flying. Their wings are going to be different. So allow that everybody flies, because you might fly this way, but one might fly this way.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly you're going to meet, and then no, is allowing that, instead of trying to bring all, like we used to do, all the caterpillars, let's bring, no. Allow the beauty that every butterfly is going to create. Then it's going to be a beautiful space.
Yeah, and it is going to be difficult, because all of a sudden nobody is going to tell you what to do, what you can do, what you cannot do, when to do it, when not to do it. It's all up to you now. It's when you get out of the caterpillar, you are out of the cocoon, you are 100% responsible. There is you cannot find any exactly, you cannot find any more alibis or feeling or reason to feel victim or reason to feel not good enough, because it's like inside the cocoon, and you are a painter. They tell you which color you can use. This is the perimeter you can design. You cannot design out of this. You can design what we tell you, what is right and wrong way to design, to paint. When to, they tell you everything. Now all of a sudden you are a butterfly, and in the example of the painter, you have an infinite canvas. You have infinite amount of colors, and many of these colors you never seen before. And it's entirely up to you when and what to design, to paint, and which color to choose. So you have 100% responsibility.
Yes. And you have new tools too.
Right.
Suddenly there are new tools that you can create with. And it's like, oh, wow. And this is what I was telling before. You are in the, oh, I can do whatever, but at the same time, and you have the, I can do whatever. And then you go, ooh, but I can do
Ooh,
whatever.
it's all up to me now.
Yes.
It's all up to me. I
Yes.
am the 100% creator. I was also before, but before I created all these ideas that I was limited, I was small, I was insignificant. Now I have all the power, the same power of the creator is in me, and it's up to me. All it's up
Yes.
to me.
Yes.
There's nothing in front of me. It's what I feel, what I think, what I say, and instantly comes to it creates. So I am the
Yes.
creator with no excuses, no
No
limit.
excuses. And even for love, I'm the one who's going to love me.
Yeah.
Nobody
So
else. Me. I'm going to love myself. And
yeah,
I'm going to be my cheerleader.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, but such a great potential,
yeah,
right? Ah. So let's all get out of the caterpillar and enjoy be butterflies.
yeah.
Yes? Yes.
Absolutely.
Have
Let's
someone
do
that
it.
put etenea and put the two
It,
butterflies. Yes, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. We are absolutely ready to do it.
yeah, and for those that are not ready yet, we are here for you.
Mm.
If you wish to,
Mm.
we are definitely, because once you're a butterfly, besides the joy of being butterfly, what is there is the joy of your support, of
Mhm.
of, of uh, giving a hand to someone that still is struggling a little bit with the idea, or a lot of it with the idea, but it really wants to. And so we are butterfly. We know how precious is this gift, and we want everyone to have it, And so we are the first ready to support, to give a genuine, pure-hearted support
Mhm.
um, to those that are still struggling.
Yes.
Uh, and that's at this time, that's what is most important, because we
Yes.
are, we are crossing the bridge, and there is a lot of people that as they cross in the bridge, they struggle a lot. They have a lot of fear. I have a lot of fear sometimes. Like we all do. We have to deal with that. It's no way out. And so this is the moment where those people that are closer to be butterflies
Mhm.
are the ones that have the honor and the privilege to help those that are still stuck in the cocoon. Okay.
Yes.
And of
Yes.
course by also respecting the free will, because there are some
Absolutely.
people that still wants to be in the cocoon and they have not done with the cocoon, and so those needs to be honored for their choices.
Absolutely.
And I guess that there is a big percentage in the planet of people that still haven't finished their work with the cocoon. They still need to be there, and that's all good. That's fine. But those that are wanting coming out but they're still struggling and they are really seeking some support, here we are.
Yes, here we are. Definitely. While you were talking about, I have this image of, having butterfly underneath the skin, like when we said that, oh, I'm going to go. And I was going there and say, hi, do you need any help? Like going underneath the sheet or something, going and saying, hi, do you need any help? I'm here for you, If you want to keep there, it's fine. I'm going to be still here for you, you
Yeah,
know?
no
And whenever
judgment.
you're ready.
Yes, yeah,
So beautiful.
yes, yeah. That's the level of unconditional love that we have to embrace right now.
Yes. Ah, beautiful. Well, Marco, thank you so much again.
Thank you, Lily.
And it's been like always a pleasure. Thank everybody who's been here. And we see each other again soon,
Yes,
sharing more of this beautiful synchronic path that brought us together, and keep enjoying the flow together. Okay. Okay, everybody, thank you. Bye
Ciao to all the
bye.
butterfly, to all the caterpillar. We love you both.
Yes,
Ciao.
to everybody. Ciao.
Bye.